The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is, in fact, the aftermath of Devin Haney, one-sided domination of Regis Prograis. Pops was here for the live. You guys know this is Pops, even though he's got the do-rag on.
Yeah,
it's Pops. And Devin did his thing. He pitched a shutout. He outboxed, outfought, and just completely outclassed Regis Prograis. So we'll be discussing that. I'll be giving some of my thoughts on that. I do already see we got some comments here, so shout out to you guys that are commenting already. For those of you watching, make sure you smash this like button so this live gets out to as many people in the boxing world as possible. And if you're watching the playback, do the same thing. Okay, now. Before we acknowledge the comments, right? I think it's very important. I think it's very imperative that this man to my left, we start the show with this man to my left in my presence because I wasn't on live last time. He needs to give Devin Haney his flowers. He needs to give Devin Haney his just due because you talked all that. You and Tim, love Tim Bradley. You and Tim Bradley talked all that trash about what Rodriguez was gonna do, what he could do, what he couldn't do. And at the end of the day, not only did he lose, not only did he get outclassed, it was a historical one-sided domination. So, Pops, give the man Devin Haney his flowers. Give it to him.
You see I'm wearing black. Black when you go to a funeral means that's the end of the story, end of the person. God bless him, go to heaven, whatever. Well, I'm wearing black because it's going to shut my mouth and talking bad about Haney or questioning Haney's ability. My son has told me for years, months. We were talking about the fight before we even started. I said, I'm Prograis gonna go in there and beat the fuck out of Haney and do this and do that and blah 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 blah. And all I got was my foot in my mouth. So from this time on, Mr. Bill Haney, if you're watching this, Devin the Dream Haney, if you're watching this, nothing but respect to you guys. You won me over. I won't question a boxer with a fighter because. When he hit that straight right hook, that straight right to Prograis, he knocked that guy out. Gotta give a lot of respect for his boxing ability and his boxing skills. He only held Haney.
We'll get to that. It was 36 punches. Yeah. Broke the record.
So I got that. I will never say he can't punch, he can't finish a fighter, he can't do this, he can't do that, regardless of the situation. What I seen this weekend was a Picasso picture, a masterclass.
Is when you were watching the fight, what surprised you the most?
From Prograis' side, he couldn't get inside. He couldn't get inside and what I like about Haney, he kept moving in angles, kept moving in circles, and he used that long reach that he has. And like you said, that jab was going to be a big thing for him. And when he had that opponent, then he laid the bomb on Prograis. Prograis had been frustrated to hold it all night. So that really surprised me about Haney. I thought Haney was not going to was going to be a little timid about fighting this guy. Did that, but he showed me a different leave about him. So respect to him.
Okay, well there you go. We got to get this started off on the right foot because it's been years. I'm old enough to remember when Pops was saying Felix Verdejo was coming for Devin.
Yeah.
So listen, for him to do that. To start the show off, that's a historical moment here on True School Sports.
You don't even know. Yeah.
So hey,
it is what it is.
All right, before we get into the meat and potatoes and the nitty gritty of the live, make sure you guys smash the like button and definitely check out all the content that's been coming out on the channel. A lot of interviews. I mean, you guys saw I was at the Espinosa where basically fight. A lot of great content. I still got interviews I haven't even dropped. I did 2 interviews today with one with Zach Spiller, heavyweight prospect, and another one with Adrian Granados. Also doing with Hoy Linares on Saturday night. So a lot of stuff will be coming out. A lot of stuff's already out. Check all that out, but let's take this time to acknowledge the 5 folks that are already here before we get into the live. So shout out to my main man, Tycho TV said BT and Pops. Good to see you.
Thank you, man. God
Tycho,
bless.
hope all is well.
Thank you.
We got Caleb. He says, is Pops doing okay? I'm sure Saturday was terrible for him.
That was bad. I couldn't even sleep.
Couldn't go to sleep. He says, I'm joking.
I know
y'all know it's all love, but wow.
Yeah.
The pivot to the weak side, followed by the uppercut head movement, precision power with Everlast MXs. I was just in awe, like in a way forward. Devin, the way he would the counters and the straight right hands that he was consistently walking Regis Prograis into. I mean, that straight 1-2 down the center.
Yeah.
I mean, he had it the whole fight.
Yeah, and I will say one thing after that. After he got that straight right, like you always talk about that straight right, when he got that straight right knockout,
yep,
that whole confidence and everything, like I don't know what was playing.
I don't think it was.
Just more the skills.
I just think it was a bad style matchup, bad range matchup. Devin just had all the answers.
Yeah,
and it is what it is. But Dark Ego saying, look, he ain't impressed. Same old Haney. It's just Regis is bad. He's always been overrated.
He's been saying it for a long. He's in my life the same thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man.
That's
He kept it the same.
Okay, because I'll say this, man. I gotta give Devin his due because, and I'll get to it in a second. But nobody beat Prograis like that dominant. So it is for me, a statement. Dev said Regis is a bum at the press conference and made him look like a bum on the night. That was yeah. Hey, listen, there's a lot of fighters in boxing that yap their mouth and sell wolf tickets, and when the lights come on, they don't deliver what they say they're gonna do. You gotta give Haney credit for at least doing what he said he was gonna do. I don't think it was a boring performance or anything like that to where you could criticize it. Even though he broke Shakur Stevens' record, what's impressive about it is that he did it while in the pocket. It wasn't like he was like being overly cautious like Shakur.
Being on the outside the whole time.
Yeah.
And
I know MEZBX is having a ball. He said he took it to homeschool and private school.
There you go.
Homeschool,
yeah,
private school,
Woo!
charter school, Catholic school, Jewish school, all the schools. So
for sure.
Yeah, man. You gotta have fast feet with Devin, or it's gonna be a long night, and that's why I didn't pick Regis. I thought Regis had a puncher's chance, but I didn't think the feet were gonna have him in position enough to do what he wanted to do. To fight his fight against Devin.
Even Regis punches, brother. Nothing.
Nah, man. One thing I'll say too is Regis has this thing where he like double feints and it gets real repetitive. And there was one part in the 7th or 8th round where he did that shit and Devin literally punched right down the middle with the right hand.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Shout out to my main man, the pride and joy of all North Las Vegas, Johnny Cortillo. He says Regis doesn't throw punches when he's in mid range, and he said, "BT." In my Bill Haney voice, BT, tell the truth about Dev. Tell the motherfucking truth about Dev. Tell the motherfucking truth about Dev.
Yeah.
That's how it was going. Yeah, Devin Haney. Listen, I know Pops has been hypercritical of Devin. I've never been like the biggest Devin Haney guy, but you got to give him his due. I think this year for him, regardless of what you thought, I thought Lomachenko beat him, but, it was one of the most entertaining fights of the year. So he gave you one of the most entertaining fights of the year. His first fight in 2023. Then he came back and he gave you a one-sided domination against a legitimate world champion in his first fight in the weight class.
He said that on the
banner year.
He said Haney said in the press conference that he should be fighter of the year and that should be trainer of the year. What do you think?
Who should be trainer of the year?
His dad.
I'm not mad at
Bill
it.
Haney.
I'm not mad at that.
He said he should deserve it.
Yeah, he's definitely in the running. I would like to see if they won on the 26th, Naoya Inouye's dad be trainer of the year. Nobody ever talks about him. Shingo Inoue.
Yeah.
They never talk about him.
But nobody talks about the great Floyd Senior either.
They talk about
they don't give enough credit to him either. So but I know he's gonna have his father said all the time to be fighter of the year. But this right here, what Bill Haney's doing with his son, come on, he even called out Tank or something.
Yeah. Rob Calico says, salute BT and Pops. Who are your top 5 sexiest ring card girls ever and top 5? I'm not going to answer that second part because that requires too much thought and I got a lot to get to in this live. Okay, but I'll just tell you this. I'm not going to give you a top 5. I'm going to give you a top 1. I'm going to give you a top 1. Samantha Kumiko. That's it. That's all I'll say.
Spanish?
He's typing English. He's typing in English.
Oh, huh?
He's typing English.
Okay, no matter. Mira, si tú hablas español, el que tiene la nalga. Y tiene esto, y tiene, tú sabes, la nalga. Get the legs and get this.
I got you. Don't get me demonetized out here. Anyway, Devin made, it was bad. It was real bad. And Michael Manning, shout out to you, Michael. We see you, champ. Good to see Michael in the building as always. Now listen, let's get into the meat potatoes of it because we got a long action-packed show for you guys. I'll start here and I'll just give my thoughts. All right. So Devin Haney dominates Regis Prograis. Now, I thought Devin was gonna win convincingly. I thought he was gonna win like a 117, 111, 116, 112, maybe get buzzed, but still, win the fight clearly type of fight. But that's not what we got. This was like a
shutout.
I hate to say it. This is like a Floyd Mayweather-esque type of performance. It was a shutout. You're taking a legitimate world champion like Regis Prograis. The only man that's ever defeated Regis Prograis on paper is a guy that I admire, that I'm a big fan of, and Josh Taylor.
Right.
But that was a close fight. They went life and death. This wasn't no damn life and death. This was a one-sided concussive ass beating. and Devin Haney beat the shit out of Regis Prograis.
And you got to put respect on Devin Haney. He actually came out there and boxing skills pays the bills. He definitely proved me wrong. Proved me right.
Yeah, and not just that. I'm gonna go to screen share right quick because I wanted to share this with you guys. Right,
Okay.
In this one-sided domination, history was made. Records were set. Now, as you guys can see on the screen,
Pops, take notes.
Pops, take notes. Regis Prograis only landed 36 punches on Devin Haney. Now, this is that's less punches than Edwin De Los Santos, according to County Box, landed on Shakur Stevenson. So he broke the record. The record has been broken. And again, the impressive part about it is he's not doing that being overly cautious and being scared shitless like Shakur Stevenson was. He did it in the pocket. He did it being having a healthy amount of aggression. And that's impressive to me.
Yeah, and Shakur came out and give him proper say fair game or something.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to.
But I'll say this: what Devin is doing at 25, whatever age he is right now, you got to give him respect. If you don't respect what he's done, there's something wrong with you. Like me, it took me a long time. I'm a hard-headed. I'm a Taurus, the bull. You know what that is? The very stubborn people. They don't want to accept things. But guess what? My son has a lot of patience with me. He tells me for months about fights and months and weeks about this and other fights. And guess what I do? I got hit like 10 times with a board before I get it in.
Yeah, so hey, shout out to Dev, making history, escribiendo la historia, like your boy. Yep. And look, Bill Haney, right? Bill had a stern message for Devin Haney's conditioning coach, Evans Tolber. He said, "We promised you, you big dummy," and it's a picture of Devin walking Regis to school.
I commented on that. He said that the guy was not around after the fight.
He was what? He wasn't around?
Yeah, he was nowhere to be.
He left. He thought all that stuff. Come on, man. That ain't cool. That ain't how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But listen, it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
At least Devin. Look, I think this year has been a bad year for Devin. I think. Look, we'll get into it later on in the live. But when you talk about the big fights like against him and Tank, I'm to the point where I kind of want to see that now. I want to see Devin get that big fight where he can show against one of the other creme de la creme names, his level of boxing skills and boxing acumen, because I feel like he's earned it.
Do you think, in your opinion, do you think that he could be a Shakur or a Tank?
Yeah.
Right now, what he's doing?
Absolutely.
He's accomplished more than that.
100%. 100%.
For real?
100%.
With Shakur?
100%.
Even coming up that way?
100%. Because especially like when it comes to the subject of Shakur and Tank, the higher weight they fight at, the better I feel like the better chance Devin gonna have to win.
Right.
Because you see how he's filling out.
Yeah.
He gonna be a welterweight. He gonna they're talking about fighting Barrios, and he's getting mentioned to fight Gerard and things like that. So he's gonna have that frame, that advantage.
And he's not really in his ultimate prime yet. He's just learning, and he's willing to take the risk. We haven't seen that from Tank. We haven't seen that from Shakur. Yeah. Even to do that.
No, absolutely. And, with that win, now, I'm going to tell you guys this, and I want your thoughts on this, Pops. Now, as it says right here, WBC, the good folks, the fine folks, your boy, Suleiman, the WBC will now likely order Devin Haney to fight Sandor Martin next.
Fuck that fight.
The reason why before you go off, the reason why they're gonna order that fight is because Regis was granted an exemption in order to get this fight, so Sandor Martin had to wait for this fight to happen. So,
I have to give respect to Sandor. Didn't Sandor almost beat Tio?
A lot of people thought he beat Tio.
Yeah. So, to be fair to him and the Spanish people, and you gotta give credit to him. If he has to fight him because fair is fair and to play fair game, and I get that. And that's really hard for the WBC to even do that, so respect to the fat ass.
Damn. Suleiman?
Yeah, I can't stand him. I can't wait to see him.
What do you think about that fight, like stylistically, like Devin Haney and Sandor Martin?
Sandor Martin, he moves around too. I just think
some people in the chat, because I'm skimming the chat. Some people in the chat are saying that they think Sandor is a better opponent and it would beat Regis Prograis.
Probably will. You know why? Because if Prograis couldn't get no movement against this guy right here that actually shut my mouth up, guess what? And if Sandor gave a run around to a powerful fighter like Teofimo, even though he won the fight, It was. I mean, it was. I honestly thought Martin could have won the fight, but anyway, his movement and everything. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So we'll see how it goes.
I just found out right now. I'll say straight out, he wants to be a 3-time champion. Prograis. I don't think he don't have the foot speed.
I don't think he's got it. He don't got the juice. He
No.
got it. Okay.
And that pressure, I don't think it's gonna even work against Matias or anybody else. I won't even consider that fight in big anymore.
Okay.
Because of the way Devin Haney exposed him.
Damn.
And I'm saying that because of his reach and how
who we talking about? Sandor or
no? I'm talking about
Tio.
Matias. Fight if Matias was to fight
Devin.
Yeah.
No. Tio.
Yeah, I'm saying
Matias, Super Matias versus Tio Lopez.
Right. I'm saying that I'm talking about Prograis. Prograis. I don't have no big fights no more.
Oh, so you're saying, damn? How you go? Hold on. How you gonna go from he gonna knock the fuck out of Devin Haney to I don't want to see him in no more big fights?
Because you see, I didn't.
So
I don't think
you're just dismissing. He's not at that level no more.
No, I just think he's an old horse, a beaten old horse with a lot of knowledge.
His best days are behind him.
I think if he fights a tall fighter like a Haney, another person like Haney, they got movement, they got boxing skills, he's gonna have problems with them. Simple as that. He couldn't even get inside running on Haney.
A lot of guys can't get inside on Haney. But to be fair, you know what's crazy?
But I mean,
I'll say this: Jojo Diaz's performance against Devin's kind of aging. It's aging very well. Yeah, because he was able to get inside and make Devin uncomfortable at times. Everyone
that was what, 4 years ago?
All these 2 years ago.
Okay, so
all these opponents that keep thinking that they keep watching that Jojo fight, saying, "Yeah, well, I'm more athletic, I'm this, I'm that." They think they're going to use that fight to get in on Devin, and every time it just doesn't happen.
Listen, that guy's been proving a lot of people wrong. What's Killer Plant's favorite phrase is? I love proving people wrong. I like
the only thing better than proving people right is proving people wrong.
There you go.
And
that's what I say. So I think I for Prograis, I respect him. He said he wants a 3. I don't. If he fights, in other words, if he fights anybody that have foot movement and have long reach and is tall like a Haney,
yeah,
he ain't having that.
Okay.
Matias comes forward, and they both will have a shot, but I still think Matias will beat him.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. We got to order of things we're gonna do.
I'm just talking.
So next point. All right, next part of the next point as far as Devin Haney is concerned. He's being, he got a decision, albeit somewhat controversial against Lomachenko. Got that on paper. Just dominated Regis Prograis. Was the youngest undisputed champion in boxing history. Mm-hmm. Is Devin Haney a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter at this moment in time?
Well, he's a couple of days. Yes.
Yes,
I will say it. I'm not going to say the top 10.
And I'll ask the same thing to the chat.
I'm not going to say
is Devin Haney a top 10? Now, some people are going.
I'm not going to say climb the crop.
I've seen some overboard things like, oh, Devin Haney's the number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's a bit overboard. I still feel like he needs to get like a bigger win to be in that level of pound-for-pound. But as far as being on the list, but at this point, you can't.
But one thing I say about him for his division, what he's done, he's willing to go up in every like. Okay, I'm not going to bring up that Mexican name because you get upset, but I can give Devin Haney all the respect because in every division that he's gone up to, even to 140, he wants the best. You know what I'm saying? I won't say that about some of the boxers that we won't talk about here live. And to me, you have to include that as a P4P conversation. What he's done at his young age and what he's doing, and he still wants to do. I like what he's doing. I feel like, I felt even after he was undisputed, I feel like, if you being the youngest undisputed champion ever, albeit George Kambosos wasn't no like A+ fighter. I think now at minimum he's got to be 10. And I see like Michael Manning. He can go up a little more than that.
I know, but I'm saying at minimum. 10? I'm saying at minimum.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are saying that he should be higher pound for pound than Gervonta Davis.
Well, you know what?
How do you feel?
I feel good about that. You know why? Whoever said that is right. Because you know why?
Michael Manning said that.
What the fuck has Tank Davis done?
Uh-oh.
What the fuck has he done besides get all these little trinkets at the
Reggie belts?
Yeah, the gumball machine belts and all this other shit and this and that. He has not fought. Yeah, you can take an argument point. He's gone to 147 and he fought Barrios and whatever. But guess what? If you right now will compare Devin Haney's resume to what he's done in the last 2 or 3 years compared to Tank, you can't tell me who the better fighter is.
I'll ask you this before we move on to Regis Prograis. Mm-hmm. As far as Tank, for you and for the chat, so chat answer this as well. What would you say is Tank's best win? What do you think is his best win? Is it Ryan Garcia? Is it Jose Pedraza when he became champion?
Nope.
What's his best win?
To me,
Yeah.
you guys think I'm fucking smoking or whatever? It's because it's Rolly.
You think it's Rolly?
Yeah.
Now, please, kindly explain to me in the chat why is Rolly the best win
To me,
on Tank's resume?
because
I gotta
Rolly
hear this.
was outboxing him throughout the whole fight until Tank caught him what was right, whatever it was, and clocked him. And that was the end of Rolly. But Rolly had a good fight with him. Now Ryan's a great fighter,
Great marketing.
great marketing, but I don't even think Ryan, with the movement that this guy got, you're gonna have to be able to get inside there.
Mhm.
And he's a little taller than Prograis, and he got a little bit of movement. But if you look at Ryan's the same way. He comes forward, comes to the side, does this, but he doesn't have the same movement. Doesn't have the understanding of the reach and distance like Haney has. Haney is like opening up my eyes on different levels.
I got you. Hey, that's what boxing and that's what life's about. You know, it's always
And
about.
I'm not hating on see it.
It's always about evolving and getting better. You know, and that's what we try to do here.
So I don't care who he fights, whether it's Tank. Tank's gonna have problems with him too. Because Tank is short, just like fucking
But he can box though, and he's
box.
athletic, and he's got that eraser. He's got an actual eraser. He can punch with both hands.
Okay,
he's a versatile power puncher. He got an uppercut. He got a left hook.
So Prograis didn't have all that.
Not like Tank. Hell no.
Okay. That being said, if that fight ever happens, before maybe you guys think I'm smoking something. Before I would pick Tank. I ain't picking Tank. I'm sorry.
Picking Devin?
I would pick Devin.
I'll ask
Devin is tall.
You know what, Pops?
Distance, and he's shorter when he has a power line. If he doesn't reach him, he's not going to hit him.
I'll ask you and I'll ask the chat this, and then I'll chime in.
Yep.
Would you pick Devin Haney against any 140 pounder in the world at this moment in time? So I'm talking about T.O., I'm talking about Matias, I'm talking about all them guys. Jack Catterall.
The only guy that I won't pick him against, and I'll tell you why. Is Matias.
Because he's Puerto Rican.
Not because he's Puerto Rican. Matias tall, big and strong, just like him, and he's gonna come forward, and he has to reach. He has to reach to hit a Haney.
Yeah.
So for me, whoever wins the best, good luck to them. But I think Haney is a smarter fighter than Matias, though. And I'll tell you why.
More versatile fighter.
But that's what I meant. He moves around, he uses reach, he does everything, and he's gonna learn. He learned from everything else. Matias comes straight forward like a bull, and he wants to get close in the trenches to beat the shit out of you. I think that if Haney fights the same way he fought Prograis and just distance himself, make it harder for tall Matias, he could probably beat him.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Y'all can chime in on that one, but let's talk about Prograis for a second because this guy's been a two-time champion, been through a lot in his career. He's 34 years old now. But we'll go back to screen share right quick. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, super chat, all that good stuff.
You know wants to go to MMA too, right?
Regis Prograis?
Yeah, come on.
Sounds about right. But look, I like this. I like the Prograis. I feel like in life it's easy to show care. It's easy to be happy and act proper when things are going good for you. But I feel like defeat and not getting over the hump in certain parts of your life, that will reveal more about you in defeat and shortcomings than a win, right? So Regis Prograis, I thought, was very gracious. He took the defeat rather graciously. I'll quote some of what he said. He said, and I quote, "That MFer is good. He's better than I thought he was. I just couldn't get to him. I thought he was a soft puncher. He does have power. I was down and I was like, what the fuck happened?"
Yeah.
So
he mesmerized him.
He was mesmerized because Devin's sharp, real sharp down the middle.
And respect to Prograis, but Prograis came forward.
And I like this part better. As you guys can see on the screen, Regis said right here, he's not going to be disheartened. He said, "I trained my ass off. It just wasn't good enough, and sometimes in life that's going to happen." And that's true. Anybody who's ever tried to accomplish anything great in the world,
They didn't make no excuses.
Sometimes you give your best, and your best isn't good enough, and that's okay as long as you gave every last fiber of your being. There's honor in that, and obviously he got outclassed. But look, Regis Prograis, look, I wouldn't, even though he's older, I still wouldn't doubt him because look, if he lost the title the first time, went through all that stuff to become two-time champion, who's to say he doesn't come back, become three-time champion?
That's fine.
That could happen.
But I'm saying styles and everything. If he fights, and I'll say it again. I'm glad his goal is to be two-time champion. I hope he gets it. But if he fights a guy like that's height, tall, with long reach. That's fucking
Dev
and the movement and everything and the boxing skills. He's not gonna beat him. No.
We'll get to it later on, but like I'll give you an example. Like he was supposed to fight Liam Parr at one point. Regis.
Oh, we talked about, yeah.
Maybe that's a fight they wind up looking into. If he were to fight like someone like a Liam Parr, Regis Prograis, how do you think he does against Liam Parr after his sensational victory against Montana Love?
I think he'll do good against Parr. That'll be a decent fight. I mean, Parr got that over left that comes over. I mean, that's what I was saying the whole fight when I seen him, and he's got a little bit of movement. But for them, because he's not a movement like an angles, like a athletic, I would say, whatever thing, moving all over the place and all that, like and keeping being smart with his stuff. He'd be better off just fighting him, yeah.
So Michael Manning, he's got quite a lot to say about Regis Prograis in the future of his career. He said, and I quote, "Regis can be the gatekeeper at 140," and then he says, "I bet Gary Anton Russell. I bet Regis will beat Gary Anton Russell if Regis leaves Brickhouse because those guys suck over there." And he's talking about Brickhouse Boxing Gym with Julian Chua and those guys. Now, I'm not saying that; those are Michael's words, not mine. I know people that train at Brickhouse, you know, but
I don't want to see Prograis as a gatekeeper. If he gets a championship, to get it, move on, retire. I can't see that from a champion like him.
Okay, so you think it's done for him?
I mean, if he gets a shot with somebody else, but if he fights,
how about? Oh, I got to fight because somebody mentioned in the chat. What if we get Ryan Garcia versus Regis Prograis?
That'd be a good fight.
How about that fight? How do you think Regis doing that? Because you know Ryan has a lot of reflexes, but Ryan doesn't have like the foot movement or like the footwork of a Devin Haney.
So comes forward.
And he comes forward and he relies a lot on his reflexes to exchange. And Regis is the kind of guy that wants you to exchange.
That to me would be like a 55 between both of them because yes, Garcia will be taller. Yes, he's a come forward fighter, but he has no foot movement. And because he Garcia doesn't really know how to judge, in my opinion, the way Haney does is distance and how to keep that jab out there, not that you come inside. I think that's more equally than him fighting Devin Haney. Okay, but I would call that 50-50 fight.
Okay, so look. I still think there's really good fights out there for Regis Prograis, and no, I don't think he's.
I'm not saying that at the end is near for him. I'm just telling you, like, you fight somebody like the skills of what Haney just showed him. Mm-hmm. Just like we're talking about the other Mexican dude we'll talk about when he fought Bibble. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. So hey, shout out to Regis Prograis. Definitely a personal favorite of mine. I just hope that you know, I think he's handling it very well. I think a lot of fighters could learn from how he's handled the loss. You know, he's like, I guess he was in the locker room and he said his team was crying and soaking, and he got to kind of tell them, like, look, I fought, I lost, it wasn't good enough. We move on, we get better, we make adjustments, and
that's life.
That's it. That's life. You know. So hey, shout out to him, Regis Prograis. Even though he doesn't got a belt and he's not a champion anymore, he's behaving like one even after a loss. So that's the important thing for Regis.
He make no excuses.
Yeah. Regis Prograis, high character individual. You know, Rocky says even Barroso would KO Ryan. Oh, I got one fight, and then we'll switch gears in a second. What do you think about I doubt it would happen, but you know, Regis versus Rolly.
That fight?
Yeah. What do you think about that fight?
You know what I'm thinking, right?
Don't tell me you're taking Rolly.
Yeah.
You're actually taking Rolly?
I'm being serious.
Oh my God, y'all hear this? Do y'all agree with him? Regis, why? Please explain. I gotta hear this.
I know Regis got power. I know he's a 2-time champion.
You lose one fight and now you lose to everyone.
But I'm saying, what I like about Rolly, and he showed it in the Tank fight. He didn't back away from Tank, and he's definitely not gonna back away from Regis, and he's taller than Regis.
Rolly's taller than Regis?
I think so.
No, Rolly's short. There's no way he's taller than Regis.
You don't think so?
Rolly's short. He's wide, but he's short.
Well, then everybody's taller than me. But, I still think I will roll the dice. I love Prograis. I'm a big fan of his. Maybe I got hit last night by a Haney punch that reached out of the screen or something, but I will roll Rolly.
Damn. Okay. Well, hey, y'all make your thoughts.
Sometimes my son looks at me and makes his face like, "What the hell? Where'd that come from?"
Yeah. Listen, that would I like to see that one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wants to know, Pops, did you actually see Rolly's last fight against Barroso?
No, I didn't see that one. But
didn't watch the. You did. You were live for it.
Yeah.
I was in Japan. You were live for that fight. That
old
man.
Oh yeah,
he was getting clipped, and they stopped the fight. That fight.
Yeah, I remember that the guy should have got it.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what? I'm still gonna ride the Rolly.
Damn. Okay.
But
you have it.
You act easy box. You're definitely right. That's why we talk boxing.
There you go.
Maybe it's the peanuts that I'm eating.
It's the peanut. I don't know what they put. I don't know what they put in these peanuts. But they definitely got them laced. I feel. But
yeah.
Listen, we're gonna get into we're getting into the nitty gritty of the live. Like this is the part of live I was really looking forward to. Okay. So y'all make sure you smash that like button, super chat, because it's about to get real hectic in here in True School Sports.
Who do they want?
It's about to get real hectic. We'll get into that right now.
Oh,
okay. Because the next thing we're talking about is Devin Haney versus Subriel Matias. All right, that whole situation. Now apparently TIMO and Subriel Matias are in talks, so to speak. So we're gonna go to screen share. We'll talk about that first and foremost. Pops, you made your opinions very clear on Subriel versus Devin. You think Devin will beat Matias? How about before we get into Devin? What do you think about Matias versus Tio?
Well, I'll put it like this: Tio gonna handle. No disrespect to Martin. He's definitely not gonna handle
Subriel Matias.
Oh, you asked me about him and Tio Matias?
Tio Lopez versus Subriel Matias, yeah, because that's being discussed now.
No, but the fight's not on, right?
Well, no. It wasn't on, but now they're talking again. Look, as you can see on the screen, Chris Mannix reported it that there have been talks for a June 7th and June 8th day on Puerto Rican Parade Weekend in New York.
Who I take there?
Yeah, who you taking?
I have to go with Subriel.
Subriel Matias over Tio?
Yep.
Man.
You see that pressure he puts on there?
See, I don't like picking against either one of these guys because both these guys kind of put me wrong this year. So you know, but you know me, right? I'm the voice of South Florida boxing, and I don't give a damn. Tio, if you're out there, I know. Listen, I know you act like you're from New York. You may have been born there, but we know where you're really from. I gotta go with South Florida on that one.
Okay,
I gotta go with South Florida.
And I also said that if Haney fights Subriel will be the biggest test for him too. Subriel is not a friggin' Prograis, but he's gonna bring that big pressure. He's taller, and he's gonna he will close the gap in.
You think so? Devin's gonna have to be forced to fight at some point in that one.
He will close. If Devin don't keep, like I said, the same distance like he did with Prograis, you see Subriel against Oscar Raj? What's his name? Oscar Search?
Ergashev.
Oh yeah, Ergashev. He went in for a couple rounds, and I was getting pissed off when he wasn't doing shit, and Ergashev was schooling him. Then he turned it on and he went right at him. This guy's gonna keep coming forward right at you. He's not gonna sit there like Prograis and try to figure I can't reach and I can't do that. This guy got some reach.
I'm telling y'all right now, for next year, like I already have 3 fights I know I'm going to like in person.
Yeah. When
Angelo Leo fight again on Pro Box because he got a January date. They haven't announced the opponent yet. I'll be at that fight. March 2nd in Verona, New York, when Odebek Komatov fight remain for the WBA featherweight title. Also on that card, Venado Lopez versus Rhea Abbey. I'll be at that card March 2nd. And if they make this fight happen, if they make Tio versus Subriel Matias on Puerto Rican Day weekend in New York. Listen, I never had a chance to go to New York for Puerto Rican Day weekend. I've always wanted to go. I know Pops.
The mommies over there.
I know Pops want to go. I would love that fight.
Yeah.
But hopefully it gets done. But if it doesn't get done, look, we gotta talk about Devin and the Subriel thing, because I made a community post about this, and Devin Haney's got a big online fan base, and his fan base, man, they were coming at me sideways, and I had to slap them up, and I had to put them in check.
You get the receipts?
I had to give them the receipts and just tell them the truth, because a lot of times people here on YouTube, like in the comment section, they get in their feelings. Like me, I'm not in my feelings. I'm just giving y'all the news. I'm telling you what was said. All right. Now, for those that know, for those that don't know, Bill Haney went on an interview with Marcos Villegas over the weekend, and he basically said that he had spoken to Peter Khan about fighting, making a fight happen with Devin Haney and Subriel Matias, which sounds great. But the only problem is Peter Khan does not represent Subriel Matias. And listen, maybe you got the names mixed up. I don't know. I don't know. I saw Peter Khan. I saw Peter Khan on Saturday at the Xander fight.
Check out his interview.
Okay, Peter Khan's a good friend of the program. I got Peter Khan's number on my phone. If I wanted to, I could ask him. I could ask him tomorrow when he wakes up about the damn Bill Haney situation. Because the reality is this: Bill said that there was a $4 million offer made to Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias' coach Panda, he pretty much told him no. Matias has never contacted. Why? Because Peter Khan's not his manager or his promoter. These gentlemen on screen is his manager and his promoter. Now, if you guys don't know who this is Pedrito Cruz, who's his manager, and the other guy's name is like Orgullo or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Okay.
You know, and look, Subriel Matias, once Subriel Matias caught wind of what Devin Haney or what Bill Haney was saying about Devin fighting him, Subriel don't play that shit.
Yeah.
Subriel not playing like that. So what do Subriel Matias do?
Yeah.
He told a Bill on the internet. He said, "Don't talk shit. You can talk to my promoter. Let's make it happen. Don't be a big mouth and wear an old dirty skirt. You can call my promoter.
Woo!
You can call my promoter Juan
Bring it.
Orengo." And he even dropped the
Orengo.
number. He dropped the and
Yeah.
look, you see that area code?
Yeah.
That's a South Florida area code. So
Yeah.
we might need to put the call in.
And
We might need to, get to the bottom of this our damn self because it looks like his promoter is right here in South Florida.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we might
only in Florida.
We might have to connect some dots together.
Wow. So right there, I told you this guy's a monster. This guy, if Haney fights him, Haney got to fight a smart fight with this guy. This guy's coming forward. He says talk the talk and walk the walk. Woo!
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
They want us to call. They want us to
I'll call him.
They want us to call. You know what? We're gonna put that call in tomorrow. I'm gonna have Pops call this guy tomorrow because he's probably Puerto Rican.
Being better.
And so but yeah, nonetheless, Subriel ain't playing that. Like, and I know some of you guys in the chat are saying, "Oh well, Subriel is not as good as y'all think." Listen, man. Every time Subriel Matias has fought, I mean, look, he hasn't got those big names, but he fought some bodies. He fought some good fighters, and he's beating the brakes off all of them. And my thing is, if Subriel ain't that good, if Devin don't think he's that good, if TIMO don't think he's that good, if the other champions at 140, if Richard Hitchens don't think he's that good, they gotta do what Ergashev attempted to do, which is hop up in that ring and go find out for themselves.
And the man, and you tell this right here, this guy ain't no joke. Yeah. He said, "Okay, stop that bullshit. Stop your quacking and talking, and here's my number. Come up, promoter."
He literally put the phone number.
Yeah, and let's see what you can do.
So I mean,
I guarantee he hasn't called him yet. I guarantee.
So yeah, man. Hey,
Subriel's a monster.
Listen. I think Subriel Matias is must-see TV. I think he's one of them guys where he deserves the big fights. Like a lot of times, and Pop will tell you, I'm Puerto Rican. As far as my heritage is concerned, like I'm very hard on these Puerto Rican fighters because I think a lot of them are overhyped and they're not up to par. He's one of the ones that's not like that.
No,
he's exceeded expectations. He's a Puerto Rican fighter I've been waiting for in boxing. I want him to get a big fight.
One of the big things that my son tells me all the time is, if you're gonna be a successful boxer, I'm not saying that Matias is not, he's doing good. You gotta have a good managed team. What did I say, Brendan? You gotta have a good managed team. You gotta have a good promoter, and you got everything around you to be right. And Subriel's doing good, but he could be better if he had a better outfit. But he's giving it to the people. Respect to him. I'm just saying, like if he had like a Haney's backing with Showtime or a big, he'd actually be up there. But I like what he said to Bill. He went right to the horse's mouth. He didn't go to Haney. He went right to the horse's mouth. Bring it on.
Absolutely. According to the Boxing Boys, they did call and they're waiting on a stalemate of Subriel to fight this weekend for some reason before they enter negotiations. Okay, we'll definitely be monitoring that whole situation. Listen, as having the responsibility of being the home of boxing, and that dude got a South Florida number, so he might be here. So we might need to put that call in. We're gonna put that call in tomorrow, and then we'll have more for you guys once we make that call. If they pick up, we'll let you guys know more on that one because yeah, man. Subriel Matias, I think he's done enough to earn them big fights.
That being said, do you have the topic for 147 for Haney or no?
We're getting to that next. Okay. We're getting right. You're right on track. You're right on track, Pops. Now, Pops asked me, "Are we going to talk about 147?" Now, look, man, I got to talk about this because I'm probably going to clip this. Now, there's been all this talk, all this hooting and hollering of Devin Haney going to 147. 147 after the Crawford-Spence fight. It's a division that's very much in transition. Right now you got Boots who's champion, and Crawford still holds all the other belts because he hasn't officially vacated. I did talk to Paco Valcarcel, the president of the WBO. Oh, yeah. I tried to ask him about Teofimo Lopez and him petitioning to move to 47 because he said he was interested. Paco said that's bullshit, even though he had to talk to Tio. The whole thing with Paco, with all respect to him, it just screamed of like,
I wish I was
kind of like corruption type thing.
I just wish I would talk to him. I wasn't there because I'll be honest, when I see nothing against the promoter, but when it's just smiling the whole time and not giving you a straight answer, my motherfucker wants to go walking all the time.
Suleiman.
Yeah, this motherfucker just wants to smile on your face. So no, we don't know how to fight.
Well, you know, when I
no
was
respect Puerto Rico, whatever. I'm telling you, if I was there, I would have asked him straight up. Cut the bullshit. Stop your fucking smiling and let me know what.
Maybe next year when they had a WBO convention in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
I'm
just telling you, got.
But literally, like Paco, I asked him after the interview was done because I wanted some information on when's the next WBO convention because I want to go, and Paco told me that it'll be I think next year October or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then he also told me that he gonna retire soon. So all that stuff he talking he retired anyway.
You already got that. You know what I'm talking about that money. I'll leave it like that. I won't even put no adjectives behind it. He got the money. He's ready to go.
But as far as welterweight, we talked about Devin versus Barrios, but I wanted to talk about we know Devin's gonna fight Barrios, but listen, fuck all that. I want to talk about Devin versus Boots because look, I gotta call a spade a spade. I love Jerron Ennis, even though his Philadelphia fans they get mad at me every time I'm not saying something that's not 1,000% favorable to him. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I'm a big Jerron Ennis fan. I still one of my favorite fighters in boxing. I've been on record saying many times he's one of the best fighters I've ever seen fight live. And apart from Nayo or Inoue, just about every big name fighter in boxing that you can think of, I've seen fight live. Canelo, Roman Gonzalez, Tank, Crawford, whoever you want to name, I've seen them fight live. So for me to say that he's one of the best fighters I've seen fight live, it's a big compliment. I think right now 147, there's not a whole lot of big fights for him there. You know, I would like to see Giovanni Santillan because it was the big win. But that's not looked to be a big fight. Right. Jin Sasaki, they ain't gonna make that fight because Jin Sasaki probably isn't in the best position to get that fight because he's still working way up the rankings himself, and he's not like a big star in Japan yet. So he's looking for a big fight, and I think it's a very interesting fight. You know, Devin's in with the 47. Why not Devin versus Boots? You know, I feel like
if you're gonna take the leaps and bounds, fight the best.
Yeah,
fight the best, and if you lose, so be it. But you get a lot more respect that way than. Fine, and nothing against Barrios, he's done his thing, but everybody wants to see Boots succeed. What better fight than that? It's
interesting stylistic fight. Before I get into it, Pops, what do you think about that fight stylistically? Because you know we saw against Karen Chukajan when a guy moved on him a little bit. He did have some problems cutting off that ring, but Boots is extremely athletic, can switch hit, big for the weight class, punching power on both hands. How do you think? How would you see a fight between him and Devin playing out?
I would say that I'll tell you straight up. I think that Haney was going to use his skills like he did, try to keep his distance. He's going to have that manpower at 140, so probably bring it to 147. But what I like about Boots can switch it to southpaw, switch it from orthodox. He can move around the ring. He's quick. He's got these quick shots and everything. And I think that'll be a great fight to see. If that fight was to happen, I would actually put Boots up there and say, okay, now I have to show myself to this young buck right here. Because this young buck has accomplished a lot more than what I have done already in my career. Simple as that.
And the good thing about now, hypothetically, if Devin Haney were to pass some paperwork across that table to Boots Ennis and it was a reasonable offer, you know these, and I'm calling out the Boots fanboys, not the fans, but the fanboys, the ones that just dick ride everything he does. Okay, Devin is not one of them guys where you can say he don't want to fight Boots. You can't do that. You can't do that with Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney, undisputed champion, legitimate champion at 140. I think if I'll put it to you like this, if Devin, I don't think they would because I've heard Bill dismiss it. But if Devin Haney himself wanted to fight, and let's just say Devin said, you know what, Bill, you know what, Pops, get that paperwork ready, pass it over to Boots. If that happened, Boots would have to take the fight. And if Boots didn't take that fight, I have a lot to say.
I will say
because that's a big fight. That's bigger than any fight you can get right now.
And I will say this though, I always don't think Mr. Bill Haney is going to do that for him, son.
You don't think so?
No, I think he's going to take the easy ride.
Barrios?
Go to Barrios' way and say he want a belt. Get the fuck out of here. You got to fucking fight Boots.
What if you were to fight Barrios and then maybe they could do a unification fight?
Okay, then that could see maybe for a tune-up or whatever the case may be. How he does, that's fine. But don't tell me you're going to go to 147 and you're going to have
just side swap Boots.
Yeah,
you know?
you're going to have you're not going to have the best dessert that's on the table. You're going to have a half made dessert. No. But Barrios has done his duty, accomplished a lot. But what I'm getting at, if you're gonna be great, you test yourself against everybody. Don't just say, "Oh, Barrios is because it's available." No bullshit. You want to be out there. You've done great so far. Don't have to. But I just feel that Mr. Bill Haney is not gonna have to happen.
Absolutely. A couple comments I see in the chat. I'll highlight them actually because this whole Devin Haney welterweight thing is really, really intriguing stuff. Where we at? where we at? I saw right here now. MEZBX. Now this is actually no. Before I get to MEZBX, let me go to my man Rocky. He says if Haney were to fight like Karen Chukwujana against Boots, he might F around and beat him.
Yeah, but that's what we have to see. We have to see that fight because we'll find out if Boots actually worked on that, so that don't happen to him again. Can he cut the ring off? Can he cut the fighter and get him what he got to get? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, man. MEZ says that Conor Ben wants to fight with Haney because he
Get the fuck out of here with Conor Ben.
Tell him how you feel, Paul. Tell him how you feel.
Listen, I still like Conor Ben. I ain't gonna lie to you, but fuck him. Try to give somebody else's name and all this shit to get a bit. No, take your ass back if you gotta accept it back to the UK and you motherfucker earn your shit over there. Don't come over here trying to fight Haney and this and that. All you want is more clock for you so you can get more. Get the fuck out of here.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, man. I like him, but I just don't like the fact that he's trying to use everything else to get primary when he knows everybody gonna look at him as a cheater anyways.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
No, all right. Yeah, freaking next gen says, I don't know if Ben should mess with Conor Ben.
Yeah.
Why not? Or Devin, why not? I feel like he can beat Conor Ben. Conor Ben's not that good. Boots, I mean, he's good, but I'm saying like I think Devin is a better, more well-rounded fighter than him.
Boots, you're right. He's right what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying too. Like a lot of these Boots fans and just the Boots team, they can't be picky. Like welterweight has slim pickings to.
When he has options before, and I'm talking about this Crawford fight in general, he didn't jump on when he was supposed to. When he was supposed to get that $10 million fight, whatever fucking fight was, to turn it down, whatever. So now, like I'm with the guy who said, take the pickings right now. Beggars can't be choosers. That's true.
We got our first Hyro comment live. He says Eddie Hearn sucks. Eddie Hearn sucks because Bob Arum is that dude. Eddie lost millions while Bob was spending thousands.
Tell him, Hyro.
And to be fair, I do think that Espinoza versus Robesi was the best fight of the weekend. Hell of a fight. I was honored to be there. Like sometimes you go to fights and you're honored to even be in the building. And I was there ringside. Funny enough, I was there ringside, and I didn't realize like the third round that I was sitting next to Robesi Ramirez's wife, right? So I remember in like the second or third round, the Mexican fans were starting to chant, "Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede," right? They're getting that going. So I said, you know what? I said, I want to join in. So I started saying, "Si se puede," right? Yeah. And my boy Daniel Rubin, shout out to him from Pro Box. He had to kind of like put me on game. He's like, BT, that's Robesi's wife next to you.
Yeah, you're crazy.
So I think a round or two later, when Robesi wanted to get in the knockdown, she started going crazy.
Yo,
and she stood up and she gave me the death stare.
But I'll tell you, if I was there, she would have liked me. Because my son would have gone for the other guy, and I'm a big fan of Robesi.
Yeah, so it was a hell of a fight. But Hyro hating on Eddie Hearn as per usual. But yes, shout out to Bob Arum. Hyro says, we will never see that. When was the last time we seen two undefeated black fighters in their prime? I'll wait. No comment.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we move on to boxing. So we just say boxing.
Oh my God. MEZ said Conor Ben and Haney in the UK would do numbers. It would. And you know Eddie Hearn loves his numbers. It's about the numbers.
Oh yeah, because
numbers, yeah.
He's a promoter.
Levels, yeah.
And he can sell it over there, and them motherfuckers believe in shit being gold, and they'll be fine with that. So whatever Eddie Hearn said, they're gonna believe it anyway. So yeah.
So. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. And yeah, shout out to you, Dan. Daniel had to, because I was like, nah. Cause he told me the first time, he's like, yo,
I see you.
He said that's what I wasn't on camera. I was like, oh, that's what that's Robesi's wife. I said, no, that's not his wife.
Yeah.
And then like I see how passionate she got, like cheering for him.
Yeah. And
I'm like, oh shit, this probably is his wife, because she's doing this, like Robesi get hit with a jab at right hand. She's doing this. She's like going like this.
If I would have been
crying, she was an emotional mess.
I was cheering out for Robesi. She was like, man, I was that short guy over there. He said, believe it or not, that's his father's.
So it is what it is. All right. Last thing I want to touch on when it comes to Devin, I'm pretty sure. Actually, it's not the last thing I want to touch on. There's like a couple more things I want to touch on with Devin, and then eventually we'll get to Andy Cruz and Liam Paro and those kind of things, right? So we'll go back to the screen share. Shout out to everyone here. Make sure you smash that like button. We're here. I see you guys want to read some of your comments. Listen, man, I'll get to them in a second. Right now, I'm trying to stay on track. I got things I want to talk about. I got things I want to document. All right, because my time is limited these days. All right. Josh Taylor, all right, he fought Prograis. He was the only guy to beat Prograis before Haney. Mm-hmm. We know he's going to 47. Right. We know we've been knowing that for a while. He's calling out Devin.
Wow.
And he said, "Look, huge congratulations, Devin Haney. Great performance. I'll fight you, champ. I'll give you the fight of your life. Catch weight on your way to 147." Now, Pops, What do you make of Josh Taylor at or just fighting Devin Haney? What do you think about that?
I think that'd be great. Him stepping up, and then he already beat Prograis, and actually that would probably sell too because of Josh Taylor's stature. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be great for Devin because he only beat Prograis. He might have a chance to even beat Taylor, the one that beat Prograis.
Yeah, look, I like Taylor.
I don't understand what he's meant about the catch weight. Is he going to get the catch weight, or he wants Devin to get the catch weight?
They'll both be at a catch weight because Devin's not a full-fledged 47-pounder, and neither is he.
So what's that, 143?
They can fight at 144, 133,
okay,
something like that.
Okay.
Listen, now, look, believe it or not, guys, I'm very loyal to fighters I like, right? So I'm still the president of the Josh Taylor American Fan Club.
Right.
You know, I'm the guy that coined the phrase, I'm picking Josh Taylor against the field. Now, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I probably won't pick him against Devin Haney.
No.
But I'll be rooting for him. I'll be rooting for him. And that'd be a good fight. I think that'd be a good fight. I'll tell you this. Now, look, who am I to tell Bill Haney?
Yeah.
Who am I to tell Bill Haney, who arguably might be the best manager in boxing, which I'll get to that in a second.
Right.
Who am I to tell him what to do? But, like, if he could go, like, Taylor and then go, like, from Taylor to Ennis, like, that would be Taylor. Like, Josh Taylor, Jerron Ennis. That'd be. And I think that's doable because I think Devin might be catching Josh Taylor at the right time where, you know, he's been in some wars. He might F around and beat Josh, in the same fashion he beat Regis.
Yeah.
So it may not be as hard, and that would make his stock go up even higher.
Yeah.
And then now you're talking. Then I think that makes a potential draw in this fight
definitely
bigger. So that's how I'm looking at that. So Josh Taylor called him out. We know Ryan Garcia. You know, he's flapping his gums. He's calling him out. He said this was Devin at his finest, but his finest is something that can put people to sleep. That is watching. I know what he's missing. He can have it one day, but he don't have it right now. Make your assumptions. I can't wait to get active with him.
I think Ryan should just focus on keep training with Derek James, continue doing what he's doing, and stop talking too much. I mean, right now, Ryan hasn't been a champion, has he?
Has Ryan been a champion? No.
Okay.
They're fought for a world title.
You gotta say more.
Yeah, I need you to say more. So hey, I think with Ryan, all this talk about always putting people to sleep, the Prograis fight wasn't boring. Listen, you got work to do, brother. You need to stop doing all these fashion. I know Ryan Garcia was just down here in Miami this week for Art Basel, which is like it's this real like upscale bougie art event they have in Miami every year.
Mm-hmm.
He don't need to be at Art Basel. He don't need to be at Art Basel and with all the temptation that South Florida can bring a young man who got money in his pocket. You don't need that in your life, champ.
Yeah. You
need to be worrying about how you're gonna be the best Ryan Garcia so you could actually fulfill your lifelong dream of becoming champion. Because look, quiet as kept. Or not quiet as kept.
Mm-hmm.
All his peers, Tank, Devin, T.O., even Rolly, all the guys, they've all been champion. They've all won a world title. You, my friend, fuck the money, fuck the fame. You haven't done that yet. You're behind the 8 ball. So stop looking at these bullshit Van Gogh paintings in Miami and Art Basel and get yourself right because you're behind the 8 ball.
I'm telling you, you have to. You want to be a champion, you got to go out there and go get it. And you haven't done that yet.
There you have it. So, as far as
I respect to
people calling out Devin, we'll go with I think Tank. Now, Tank, a lot of people are making a big deal about how Devin was able to sell 16,000 tickets at the Chase Center this weekend. Mm-hmm. And Gervonta Davis, he said very, very briefly, tickets are $57. He should be selling that amount of tickets.
Okay, but he got no room to talk either. What the fuck is Gervonta Davis? Is he a champion? A little champion.
But he's been a champion, a legit champion before.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been a legit champion. But the thing about Tank is probably one of the biggest box office attractions in the sport. I'll tell you one thing about Tank. Mm-hmm. His tickets ain't no damn $57. They ain't $57. Them shits be, especially for Ryan, that shit was like $400 or $500 for the nosebleeds. Like,
so make that fight, make that Tank. I think Mr. Bill Haney called it out on one of the channels. He called it out. He said, "Yeah, come where you at, Tank? Bring your fat ass over."
Even if Tank is the A side, I feel like everybody needs a good dance partner. I feel like Devin has become
that point
one of those, one of the top guys. I feel for Tank, unless Tank want to take the Sabrina Matias test, unless he want that.
He don't want that. I don't think.
I like that fight.
It'd be a great fight,
but I don't think
Tank got more movement, more speed, but this guy's gonna come forward and fucking stop all that shit real quick.
Okay. Last thing right here before we get to Bill Haney being a manager. My man Clembuterol Distributor, that's his name on Twitter.
Yeah.
He says Gervonta versus Devin Haney is a way bigger and better fight than Spence versus Crawford was and is for obvious reasons. Now, What do you think? How big do you think that fight is? And do you think that if it got made tomorrow or today, do you think Davis versus Haney is a bigger fight than Crawford?
Well, I think timing is everything. So if that's what it is right now, even Devin said that's probably the fight he really wants to get away is Tank, because the way Tank brings a lot of people in and what he's done at the Oakland with the Warriors player, he did good. So right now, timing is everything. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how much money they made off the Spencer Crawford fight. I really don't know how much they're going to get Haney and Javante.
Okay. What is what it is. All right. So the last thing I want to touch on when it comes to Devin Haney before we get to the other fights that happen on the card, make sure you smash that like button, is something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, because this needs to be stated. Now, I want to give a big shout out to my man Lukey from ITR Box, because I saw him make a short about this, and this is kind of what influenced me to talk about this on the live. So he gets credit for this. But Bill Haney, I want to talk about Bill Haney because I feel like, a lot is made of things he says in the media, and it is what it is. But I think this brother right now, Bill, I think the way he's moved his son has been a masterclass in boxing management. I think he's in the discussion for the best boxing manager in the entire sport. And there's some great managers. I know a couple, like Peter Kahn, you got Keith Connolly, you got David McWater. There's some hell of a managers in back boxing. But when I just look at Devin's career, I look at like the fact that, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you can name another fighter that's done this. But like, there's of guys from his era, of his age bracket, Devin's fought on Showtime. He's fought on DAZN. He's fought on ESPN. He's the only one that can really say those things. He's never been boggled down or hampered by signing these crazy long network exclusive deals that sometimes hamper a fighter, like sometimes like Boots to sign a Showtime or whatever. So
the politics behind it,
so he's been able to move very carefully with the networks. They've signed with the promoters that made the most sense for them. And again, the objective of a manager is to get what you deem to be the right fights at the right time. And I think, because who was it? It was Next Gen says Devin Haney catches everybody at the right time.
Yeah.
And it's true. I feel like everybody Devin has fought, and not to take away from Devin, they were at the right skill level, at the right time, at the right stage in his career. And that's not a knock on Devin. That's actually a credit to Bill.
It's a plus.
So, Pops, what do you think about Bill and how he's moved Devin as a manager? Because it's gotta be hard, right? It's gotta be hard as a father to move your son to the ranks.
Well, I think as a father, what I really appreciate about Bill is that he's always been grateful to his son to change his life around and become the person that he is today. And because of that father and son connection they have, they really understand each other. And Devin has a lot of trust, of course, on his father, and he's going to go whatever his father's done. But I have to give credit to Bill, because when he was in 140, right, 135, he was still calling. I think it was Teal he was calling out, or whatever it was. And he came out and said, "Yeah, I've been calling him from now. Now he wants to come fight, or whatever the case may be, or he wants to get paid more than 1.5 million, or whatever the case may be. Now he wants to do it. But I've been calling him for a long time. So I will not say that Devin's always had. Even when he was trained by the Mayweathers, he's always had that dream of exceeding the standards, or get to the standard at TBE or whatever. I'm not saying he's TBE. I'm just saying his mentality. So having his father carefully,
guide.
Yeah, thank you. Guy, his son, to go to two other countries to win that same country twice and win that thing, and get him used to that. That's really hard to do for a young cat like Devin. Devin, that's a lot of discipline and dedication to the sport, and Devin's done that part. But I think he's done a great part of what he's doing. He's doing what he's doing. He's not doing what this promoter wants him to do. He's not doing what the public wants him to do. He's going to do what's right for his son.
Absolutely. As far as Bill and the way he's managed them, again, every manager has a way they go about things. Like I know some managers they work hand in hand with a specific promoter. Like there's some managers that when they get a fighter, they want to bring their fighters at like mostly the top rank, or bring their fighter mostly the PBC. Mm-hmm. Bill has been willing to work with everybody, which I like. And again, I paid very close attention to how he's moved Devin, and it's been all great. And in that video I saw from ITR Box, he said that he thinks Bill Haney might be the best manager in the history of boxing. Now that's that might be a bit of a stretch. I have to really sit there and think, but as far as right now in the sport, he's got to be up there. I'll tell you who was a good manager? Bernard Hopkins. Do you know who Bernard Hopkins managed?
No.
Bernard Hopkins. Did y'all know that?
Was he the first?
Did y'all know that Bernard Hopkins won Manager of the Year?
Was he the first? Are you serious?
Bernard Hopkins won Manager of the Year for managing himself.
I'm serious.
I'm serious. I'm serious. In 2004, Bernard Hopkins won Manager of the Year for managing himself.
Yeah.
And that and it's stuff like that why he's one of my favorite fighters ever.
Who would have thought, right?
So
yeah, I mean, you just don't know. It all comes down on how, like, the perfect timing when to choose the right opponents for your fighter. And just like Bill and other trainers, they don't get the credit they deserve. So why not?
Yeah.
Why not give it to them? You know. So
it is what it is on that. That'll put a bow on the Devin Haney. I pretty much said over the last hour what I need to say about Devin Haney. We'll move on to Andy Cruz and Liam Parr here in a second. But let me acknowledge some comments before we move on to Andy Cruz and Liam Parr and the other things on that card that happened. Right. Shout out to everybody here. It's your boy BT, the Untouchable, True School Sports Empire. Now, we got my man Nathan J says, I love your live streams, mate. You and Pops know your stuff. Cheers from Australia, fellas, and let's go, Tims. Listen, man, I get so much love from the Aussies.
Yeah,
and
thank you, man.
I keep saying it. You know, I went to Japan earlier in the year, but the probably the number one country I haven't gone to yet that I want to go to is Australia.
They probably party hard too.
Yes,
Australia, baby.
Yeah. So
woo! Down and under. Yeah.
MEZBX says, tell you one thing, Haney has enough options to where he doesn't need a tank fight.
Amen. He's right. He's confident. Yeah.
He does got a lot of options. I feel like I'm not gonna say he needs it, but I think it would be in his best interest and Tank's best interest too for them to make that fight happen. You know,
I think more for Tank than it is for Haney because of what Easy Box just said.
Yeah. Anthony Manzano says, BT, I don't want Haney to move up and fight Boots. I wanted him to stay at 140 and fight Matias. Listen, ideally that's what I want too. But if he's talking this 147 stuff, that's why I'm bringing up Boots.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to my son off the screen about that a couple days ago. I said, yo, I would rather if Haney beats Prograis, stay at 140, become under whatever it's called, undisputed, do your thing, and prove your point. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. But his dad, the manager, he's got other plans, and that's not to say that if he goes up to 147, gets a fight, come back down to 140. Because he's still got that option, so the options are there. Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Shout out to Devin Haney on becoming champion. One last comment, and then we'll move on to Andy Cruz. Ali 313, shout out to Detroit.
What's up, Ali?
Detroit, big up. He says that's what happens when you take risk, like the Loma fight.
Yep.
You gain experience, you get better. That southpaw experience paid off versus Regis in taking away his tools. Yeah, and I said that on Thursday Live. I said that was going to be the biggest, I think, advantage for Haney going into the fight was the fact that he had fought guys like Loma and Jojo Diaz and high-level southpaws. And now that he had that experience, I didn't really think there was anything Regis could do from like a footwork standpoint that was going to trouble Haney enough for him to do what he wanted to do. And I want to be right on that one. So it is what it is. Shout out to QC. I see you. I see you, champ. Shout out to him and Atlanta Under. But listen, we're going to switch some gears here because there are some other things to discuss. Now, listen, I actually had a chance to watch all these fights like within the last couple of hours, guys. I just cut off my boxing these last couple of hours, right? Andy Cruz, all right, had a second pro fight on the card. And I got to tell you, Pop, just from fight one to this fight against Giovanni Straffon, or whatever his name is.
Yeah. No disrespect.
No disrespect to him. So much growth. I mean, he looked like one of the best lightweights in boxing. And I gotta say, you know, to have the long Cuban amateur pedigree he had, it's very hard for Cuban fighters to break that regimented Cuban style. Because they especially for a guy like him who won 2 gold medals, had all these truckload of fights. So before we get into the performance, let me just tip my cap and say thank you to the great Bozy Ennis for making this man fight like a professional fighter. And Boots Ennis because they had Andy Cruz fighting like I felt like I was watching Jaron, and I'm serious. I felt like I was watching Jaron Ennis.
Listen, man, I'll tell you what I said. When I first seen him, I was like, "Holy shit!" This is like a 20. What do you call it? A 20. A circle.
180. He did a whole 180.
He did a whole 180, and he came out. And then I don't know if it was on your videos or when we went live last time. Somebody said, "Just wait to get a couple more fights."
Oh my god,
he can destroy some people. Then the guy said, "Where's Keyshawn Davis at?"
We'll get to that in a second. But it was great. Now, Straffon, the guy he was fighting, the Mexican fighter, been in there with some good names and whatnot. But
more experience.
He took the fight on short notice because Hector Tanahara, you know, who was once a highly touted prospect, he pulled out the fight. So I think he had about 4 weeks to prepare Straffon. But man, And it didn't matter. And it was like target practice. I mean, Andy Cruz I saw him reverse pivoting. I saw him sit. The main thing that I take away from the fight, because when I watch fighters with his amateur experience being fast tracked, the man was sitting on his punches. I mean, he was right there in the pocket, sitting on his punches. When the other guy would throw punches and he would land, rolling the shots. I mean, I felt like, this fight,
Philly shit.
This fight, I felt like it was when Ennis fought Villa. It was that performance, and but like some. Then some, because it was kind of the same style matchup.
I'll be honest. Before I seen him fight the other night, I said, "Oh man, what am I going to see?" In my own mind, I picked him to win, but I was like, "What am I going to see from Andy? Is it the same pom tennis pop? No, he came in there, said, "Fuck the Olympic shit. We're going to come out here." And the crazy part, Bozy Anderson said in the interview, he said, "Oh no, after fighting, we just work on defense." Bullshit. He did more than that. He did a mind game shit. When I seen Andy, he was crisp. He was going in there, and he was going for the kill. Shout out to Philly Boxing. Shout out to Boise. Shout out to Boots Ennis. Shout out to all you guys over there.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of y'all are confident in that. Listen, I want to see Andy Cruz against the field. Right now, I mean, I know it's only 2 fights, and it wasn't like the best opponent, but it's the way he went about things. It's the adjustments he made. It's the growth that I saw in that fight.
Quickly,
it shows me that he's a quick learner. It shows me that he can still get in. The scary part is he can get better.
Yeah, and the thing about it is when you can pick up things, and even the crazier part, Brendan, the language barrier.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God the suspended, what I'm just saying, but the fact that this guy can pick up a lot of things like that, when I always look at fighters at Olympic, that's what I want to see. I don't need to see you like be 3 gears behind. You should at least be a neutral and going forward. And boy, this guy left neutral and went forward.
Absolutely. Shout out to my man Cooking with Chris. He says, "Yo, what's cooking? Boxing channel to boxing channel. I like y'all. Appreciate you, champ.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Keep up the hard work yourself, man. Keep up the hard work.
Thank you for your support.
But yeah, Andy Cruz. I mean, what do you think about this, Pops? I mean, he says Andy Cruz beats George Kambosos Jr. right now.
Yep. Because George just stands in there. He comes forward and he just stands and does the same thing.
Shit, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think
the way Andy came, the way Andy was. I think
Andy Cruz could beat Floyd Schofield, Mark Castro. Who's the other one? Ashton H2O Silva, him.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Adam Azim. He could beat him too. I think he beats all them guys. Washes them.
Easy.
Because with Boots, with Bozy training him, you got to remember, this guy wasn't just no regular amateur. This guy was creme de la creme, immortal, like top level amateur. But now he's got the professional style now. Nightmare match for anybody.
For anybody.
And I see like Rocky Austin's questioning his punching power. I watched them punches real close just about an hour ago when I was watching the fight. I did not see any problem with his punching power. He was sitting on his punches. He was turning them over. They made an impact.
And when he had the fighter in the corner, he became a volume puncher with straight shots. He wasn't going to, he wasn't, "Oh, you're my buddy, I'm not going to hurt you." No, I'm taking you out. Bah, bah,
Yeah.
bah. But I mean, somebody else, I forgot what was this live, the other live, or in Brendan's comments, somebody said that he's been watching Cruz for a long time. He said, "This guy right here is going to be a problem."
Yeah.
And you can fool me.
Hyro says, "Don't worry. When he gets punched in the face, he's going to revert back to being a Cuban."
Okay, Hyro, well, I'll make sure you stand in front of him so he can punch the fuck out of you. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't come with the crazy shit.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Shout out to Hyro, PBC.
I mean, he says he doesn't think that Andy Cruz will beat Floyd Schofield. He says he would like to see Andy fight Maxie Hughes. It's a good fight. Maxie Hughes, tricky southpaw, definitely can box his ass off. Tough.
Well, test him, but I would still pick.
I think that's a good opponent though, because Andy hasn't fought any southpaws in the pros. Maxie is a high level southpaw who can counterpunch it. A lot of people don't give Maxie Hughes the credit he deserves. He's a better fighter than people give him credit for. But a lot of you guys want to see Andy Cruz versus Keyshawn. And funny enough, right?
We didn't hear Keyshawn yesterday, did we?
Well, no. After the fight, I don't know. Did you see when Keyshawn Davis was on the live with Eddie Hearn after the fight?
No. What do you say?
I'm gonna play it for you. I'm gonna play it for you. I'm gonna play it for you guys. Here's what Keyshawn Davis had to say to Eddie Hearn, what they were saying to each other after the Andy Cruz fight this weekend.
Oh my God! Oh Eddie, my God!
I'm in here watching football now, Eddie.
Listen. You know I got love for you, but oh my God! Yeah. Make sure you never fight Andy Cruz.
Eddie, come on now, Eddie.
I'm a big Keyshawn Davis fan. I'm a big Keyshawn Davis fan.
and I always got love.
And you are, listen, you are good. You are real good. But there's levels to this game, Keyshawn.
Okay, we're going to talk about levels. Okay, just know it's levels. It's certain levels in the amateur game. But when we go to pros, it's no more levels. I take it to the, it's no more levels.
To be fair, there was levels in the amateur game. He beat you every time.
It's like rules and regulations. It's like, rules and regulations.
Listen, I agree with what you say, but tonight was different. You watch it back. This kid's coming. This kid's coming.
Hey, Eddie, I ain't going to do too much on live, but look, all I'm saying is I'm one of these ones that's really willing to fight, and you know that.
Good.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that on live.
I'm a fan. You know I'm a fan. It's going to be a big fight, but I'm putting my
house, let's make it happen. 2024.
Company, everything on an Andy Cruz win.
2024, let's make it happen.
Let's do it 2023. We've still got a few weeks left. Come on. Listen, it's Haney-Prograis time live on the zone. I'll catch you soon.
2024.
Anytime, baby. Let's go.
All right.
See you later.
Yes, sir.
So there you have it. Eddie Hearn, very confident and being very direct with Keyshawn Davis about fighting Andy Cruz in a rematch of their Olympic fight. Pops, wow. What do you think about Andy Cruz?
I like the feedback between both of them having mutual respect for each other after they broke apart, whatever. He went this way, that way, whatever. But they really have much love for each other. But that being said, I'm sorry to tell you, all the fights that I've seen from you, Keyshawn, nothing compared to what Andy Cruz did
on Saturday night.
And you say, Pops, you crazy? No, I'm not crazy. What I see from Andy Cruz now, and what I will see again, say what you want about him. Keyshawn's come out several fights before. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Yeah, he beat his points down, but nothing like how Andy Cruz did this guy. Okay. Simple as that. He will fuck up Keyshawn Davis.
Oh, God.
I will put my money on it.
You know what?
But I'm a broke motherfucker, so you won't get no money.
No. It's on video now. So what we're gonna do is when they make that fight happen. In fact, when they make that fight happen, I'm gonna take Pops to Vegas.
Oh, Keisha,
I'm gonna take him to the sports book.
Talk to me a lot right now. An interview. I'll talk to him.
Don't do that. He won't do that. He'll talk to you.
Yeah, I will talk to him and tell him straight up. Because the last couple of fights, he said I'm gonna do big entertainment. I'm saying he didn't win the fights. But come on. Now Schofield, Brennan.
Floyd Schofield.
He looks like a monster.
That's another guy that Keyshawn want to fight is Floyd Schofield. Not to get too far.
Okay, but he's flapping his gums. That motherfucker flapping his gums and shit done.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I think
Andy's been on his second fight, guys.
I think. Look,
and he showed me a lot more than I've seen from.
I think if left to his own vices, if Keyshawn can make the decisions, he'd be fighting all these guys. But I already know top rank ain't top. Come on. You know, Top Rank ain't gonna make no damn Schofield fight right now for Keyshawn. Keyshawn barely beat Nahir Albright.
That's what I'm saying.
He was having he was having problems with Nahir Albright.
He better stay away from Cruz and Schofield.
Yeah,
I started watching some of his fight. I don't know the fight, but I watched some of a film. How he's mature from this time on. Y'all better watch out for Schofield.
Okay,
I like him. I like him better than Keyshawn. I'll tell you that.
Well, he's had more sensational performances. I don't.
But he's a great finisher. Too.
I don't think we've seen the best of Keyshawn Davis yet.
Okay, you're right. We haven't. It might take him a little longer to mature than others. I get that. When we in school, some of us are fast learners, some of us are slow learners, and whatever the case may be. So I get it. But I will say one thing: he was an Olympian, right?
Yeah.
And so was Cruz, an Olympian.
Floyd Schofield wasn't an Olympian.
No, I'm not talking about
Schofield.
What I'm getting at is there's levels to boxing, like he said. He got leveled down, like Eddie Hearn said twice. What I seen from that Philly smoke, he in trouble.
So you think the Bozy and his trained version of Andy Cruz? I'll be honest with you. Look, I'm trying not to get too caught up because it was only the Giovanni Straffon, whatever his name is. But the guy I saw, the skills I saw, those look like pound for pound skills.
I'm not just judging. I'm not just judging on the fighter. I like how his demeanor was. You understand the way he came out there and did that. If he comes with an attitude all the time like he did, and he boxes and does this, and he gets it, input and does that, I like that in the fight. You know that already. And he's not going to sit there and wait to throw the fish bait back in to get out of the fish. He's going to go for the kill. You got to have that. I liked it about him. And so, by Schofield, I'm big on. I think Schofield. But a few years back, I would say, his dad talk a lot of shit, with this and this and that. But that man, I think he's going to be something direct for it. I don't know if you agree with me or disagree.
No, I like Floyd. I think Floyd Schofield is one of the most entertaining lightweights in the world.
Yeah.
truth be told, like talent wise, like excitement wise, he might be the best. Apart from Virgil Ortiz, he might be the best fighter on the Golden Boy roster, on the entire roster.
Right. Do you think that he needs to still sharpen up some more skills? Do you see like you already seen Devin Haney? I know different way too. I'm just talking in general. With people that have grown up and mature as boxers with skill wise, do you think he still needs more skills to sharpen up?
Who, Andy Cruz or
no, Schofield. Oh, well, Andy's still learning phase still, but yeah.
Look, I think I know some of you guys saying we're getting overly excited about Andy Cruz. Well, look, do you watch the fight? You should be excited.
Listen,
as far as like him getting more step ups, I don't think he needs as many step ups as you think.
Nope.
This, like I said, all he needs to learn how to do is as you know, Byron, turn his punches over, adjust to the pro game. I think I'm still. I'll put it like this: if they get Andy Cruz at least 2 fights in the first half of 2024, by this time next year, I think he will learn and grow so much being around Boots and in the fights he'll get that he'll be ready for anybody. That's how I feel, because he don't got time to waste. He's like 28, 29, whatever.
And I'll say it like this: when you get somebody's mentality away from that tap, let's play tennis type of tap boxing, and actually teaching him that you have to be more aggressive. It's different levels up being professional, and he's learned that real quick and he understands it now. Now, mind you, he's had a language barrier. Mind you, he's coming from a different country. Mind you, other stuff. He's gonna be hungry than a lot of people. I'm riding with him.
I think he needs more, but there's definitely a lot to be excited about. And I think all I'm saying is, just as long as they get him a couple fights before in the first half of next year, by this time next year, I think Andy Cruz will be ready for.
Yeah,
you can name whoever you want. I think that's how much he's going to grow. Because just look at the first fight, how much he grew, to the second fight, how much he grew.
Yeah,
how he's turning his punch, how he has that pro
style.
I
will agree with what you guys say. Is put the brakes a little bit. You're right, but damn, when you see it's like having a meal that wasn't cooked right from somebody, then you had to know how it tastes, and you see it, and you dig into that. So yeah.
So shout
out to him. Good luck to him.
Shout out to Andy Cruz. But we're gonna switch gears to Liam Paro, Australia's very own Liam Paro. He put a straight beating on Montana Love. Montana Love loses to his second Aussie in a row. Ain't that some shit?
That's some scary shit, boy.
The Australians are beating
the
Australia,
baby.
off of Montana Love. But first of all, Pops, before I get into my assessment, what did you make of Paro?
Well, I know he had like some kind of major injury, so he was out for a little bit.
He was supposed to fight Prograis.
Right, so he turned to fight because he got an injury. But he did say, when I come back, I'm gonna come big, better and better, whatever, bigger and better, whatever. Mm-hmm. And Montana Love supposed to come back and be more hungry than when he was the last fight when he got his ass kicked at home. And I just think for him just come back with that, I'm not gonna really put a lot into the fight. We beat Montana Love. I'll give him that he got the victory, but I want to see him move up and another level than that.
Yeah.
Before I can say he's gonna be like that, that's the guy right there.
I mean, look, I'm
a big fan of him.
I think Paro. Look,
saying, but
we go back to sparring with my Andy Cruz to sparring, right?
Okay.
Paro, I met Liam. So I'm telling you guys that you guys get the interview still on the channel. I met Liam 2 years ago in the summer of 2021 when he just got to the States and nobody knew who he was.
Right. His
name was in the lower part of the WBO rankings and whatnot.
It was no one.
Nobody knew. Like literally, there's like one interview of him on YouTube.
Yeah.
And remember, I saw him at City Athletic Boxing Gym.
Yeah.
Liam Paro.
Yeah.
And he's been consistently, as many people know, sparring the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, them guys. So when you spar them guys, you're gonna level up. And just look at his last 2 fights. I mean, he wasn't known as a knockout puncher. When he fought Brock Jarvis, who was a big Australian rival of him, he put on a show-stopping first-round knockout in front of the Aussies. Then he fights Montana Love, a guy who is a bit of a front runner, but still a talented fighter in his own right, and beat the brakes off of him.
What do you say?
Iron sharpens iron. Yeah. As far as Montana, I gotta say this, man, because he's an annoying fighter to watch. Because even in this fight with Liam Paro, there are moments in the rounds where Montana will throw sharp, jab down the middle. He would do some real good work, but then, he's one of these guys, you kind of know what he is and how he thinks and how he wants to fight based off his nickname. He calls himself Too Pretty Love. So he's always focusing on being pretty, having swag, and all that stuff. And it's like, if you get a fighter that can rough him up, that doesn't allow him to be pretty, he don't like that. He likes to feel like he's in control and that he's,
he like to get hit.
Exactly. And that's what happened with Paro. Paro began to rough him up and close that gap. And then when he hit him with that uppercut, put him on the canvas, you know, you can see it. He got the fight beaten out of him and eventually got stopped. So Montana Love, to me, like he's an annoying fighter to watch because, you know, I remember years ago when he fought Tsunami Samuel Teo, RIP to him, who's a true fighter, you know, on Showbox, he beat him on short notice, and that was the fight that kind of put him on.
Right.
And then, you know, get the statement performance against Ivan Baranchek, and once he here we go again. Once he signed with Eddie Hearn, it all started going downhill for him.
Yeah, that's what he said all the time.
Yeah, and so with him, I just think for him, you know, maybe the pressure of the lights was too much for him, and
what do you want him to go from there?
I mean, look, at this point,
Journeyman or what's called?
He's not a journeyman, but
not journeyman.
Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
That's what he's gonna be because he doesn't have big promotional backing anymore.
Right.
On top of that, you lost twice in a row. Yeah. Once because you threw a guy out the ring because you were losing, you were about to get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
And then the second you got your ass kicked. So you know, anything that gets presented to him at this point, he's gonna have to take, and it's unfortunate because I think if Montana Love was a stronger fighter mentally and wasn't such a front runner and wasn't so overly concerned with being pretty and having swag, he would actually be better than he is. But because he's so worried about how he looks and his outfit,
would you say? I mean,
that's why.
You probably tell me it's a different comparison, but would you say that you know how Ryan Garcia got all the fans and all this and he got the glamour? Do you think that he falls in that place? Not in the same category, but the way he acts for himself, like he should be more dedicated to the boxing or try to make it better than what it is. So it's too late for that.
No, I mean, at this point he's deep in the game. I mean,
is he old?
He can speak some things. He's not old, but he's got a lot of experience. So
okay,
it is what it is, man.
God bless him, though.
It's what it is. But as far as Liam Paul, as you guys see on the screen, you know, the IBF did order Richardson Hitchens to fight Jack Catterall next. I've already been on record saying before he fought Montana Love that I like to see the winner of that fight, which is now him against Montana Love, fight the winner of Hitchens versus Catterall. So, Pops, what do you make of Liam Paul versus either Hitchens or Jack Catterall stylistically? And same thing goes for you, chat. What do you guys think?
Well, Catterall, I'm a big fan of his, but I can't just keep going back and looking at that one that he lost to Josh Taylor. That's why I keep thinking about Catterall. He's that fighter, but I think in the last couple of fights, he hasn't really totally impressed the way he should impress, right? If I'm correct, like I expected from him. Then you have Richard Hitchens, what his name is. I think he's gotten better.
Yeah, he's got one of the best jabs in the business now. So
if he can do that jab and try to keep Pyro away from that fucking overhand left the way he does, it could be a problem. But in that fight, I'm riding with Pyro.
Over Hitchens?
Yeah, even if he got a better job.
Damn, that's a good fight. I like that fight a lot.
50-50?
It's a damn close to 50-50 fight. Because I feel like,
who's more skilled to you? I think Hitchens more?
I think Hitchens' range.
More.
I think Richardson Hitchens' range and his ability to command distance. Because one thing about Hitchens, you could say he's boring, you know,
but he wins.
But the thing is, he's only boring if guys are not on his level.
Okay.
Now, Paul can present a challenge, and I'm sure he wouldn't be as boring. I think Hitchens will wind up outboxing him. I think he'd have to worry about because Liam Paul is a sneaky good puncher. I mean, he's not known as a puncher, but his last two fights, which will have been the biggest fights of career, he scored knockouts.
Right.
So I think that'll be something to worry about. You know,
you still fulfill Hitchens on boxing skills.
Yeah. As far as what was that one comment? Dundada says, BT, when it comes to Montana Love, it just proves that USA boxing is not as dominant anymore. USA boxing isn't as dominant anymore because the rest of the world has been more included in boxing. A lot of the Soviet Union countries couldn't compete in boxing in the back in the day when the USA was on top.
So European companies?
No, like the Soviet Union, USSR. You know, those countries like Croatia, those countries. As far as listen, I think a problem too with a lot of American fighters. A lot of American fighters. And I love my American fighter, but a lot of them get caught up like Montana Love with trying to be a social media star, and right, so they forget the actual important part, which is the boxing. So,
Good point,
it is what it is. Feed Montana Love to Ryan Garcia. Oh God, what do you think with that?
I'm agreeing with him on that one. You're right. I'm agreeing with you on that one. He gonna get fed to him. You're right. He'll be in trouble. It is what it is. But you know, Montana Love though.
I like Montana Love. I think you know, Rocky called Montana Love the poor man's Adrian Bourne. Actually, yeah, pretty much. Like they both from Ohio. They're both from Ohio.
But he's not a chocolate Bourne, is he?
What? The whole fight week he was talking about Liam Paul ain't shit. I'm way more skilled than him.
That's why Liam Paul didn't beat that.
He didn't even get to the second half of the fight.
Yeah.
He didn't get to the second half of the
Oh
fight.
yeah, because I remember when they were doing the face up for the weigh-in, Montana said he didn't come here to talk to me.
Yeah.
He didn't even talk to me. Like he didn't talk crap to me. He knocked the shit out of you. That's what he did.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But
good point, Rocky.
Ali says USA is still dominant. Go to the champions area division. Stop at USA. Okay, let's do that. There's no USA champions at heavyweight. There's no USA champions at cruiserweight. There's no USA champions at light heavyweight. Okay, yeah, you got there's no champions of the USA at 168. I mean, you want me to keep going? 160. You got Charlo, but do we consider him the real champion? I mean, really, what's his name? Adamas is the real WBC champion, even though technically he's not. So we're not really doing much in the middleweight. 54, okay. 54, well, you got Tim Tszyu, and I think Charlo. So Charlo has a couple of the belts. The only divisions in boxing, and I want to be very honest about this, the only divisions in boxing where the USA is doing anything are the overrated ones where nobody fights there, like 135, 147. Even at 40, I mean, you got Devin now, you got Tio, which obviously fantastic fight, but you got Supreme Matias, who some people think is the best 140 pounder. So they're not really dominating 140 that, like you think. What, 130? Well, 130, you got what? Oshaki Foster. What, you got Vaquero.
And in the low weights, we don't have nobody.
And
right?
at 120, 126? 126 is all Mexicans. And then you got Odebek Komatov against Raymond Ford. But look. You got Odebek Komatov versus Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford is not beating Odebek Komatov. He's getting beat the hell up when he fights him. So we're still not going to know champions there. 122?
Yeah,
in a way, right? In a way, it's fighting for undisputed. And the other champion is Filipino. Should I keep going? What, 118? No, there's no American champions there. There's nobody at so I listen, I'm a proud American. I love American fighters
too.
But let's be real. The USA is not getting it done across the board. The only divisions where the USA is doing anything are the divisions where nobody's fighting each other.
Even and I'm willing to say this right now. I could be wrong with it, but when this is my own opinion, I beg your own. When Anderson, Big Baby Miller Henderson, what's the name? For Top Rank, I want him to be that champion, that American champion, like we all want him to be.
He doesn't want to be the American champion.
Yeah.
He said he don't need the belt.
Right.
So why, if he don't care, why should I care?
So what I'm getting at is, if back in the day, back in the day, we still have time blowing fighters, this and that. But what I'm saying is, it's so much of social media, all this shit going on, that people don't know what they want. But I even lost my faith, and I hope that he gets it. But I have my doubts on this guy right here.
Yeah.
Big Baby Anderson.
Rocky says Americans still have we have good contenders, and shout out to Elijah Pierce. I'm actually interviewing Elijah Pierce tomorrow, so shout out to Elijah Pierce. But all I'm saying is at that championship level. I'm not talking about, because the problem with a lot of you guys is you guys watch 2 weight classes and you think that's boxing. I'm talking about the whole scope of the 18 weight classes in boxing.
Yeah.
America, maybe we're dominating maybe 3 or 4 of them max. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like Raymond Ford is getting beat up. Yes, badly. I'm gonna be at that fight. He's gonna get beat up. I can't wait.
That's the inside. You gotta take notes on that one.
You see, Tank fights no one, but he is a great fighter. USA has the best fighter, but they aren't moving for the. That's what I'm saying. I think we have the best talent. I mean, even the best fighters from like other countries, where do they come for sparring? They come here because they can't get good. They can't get the diversity and the good work, the good sparring they can get in their own countries. So they come to America. Perfect example, the guy we were just talking about, Liam Paul. He can't get no sparring like Shakur, Devin in Australia, so he came here. So obviously, the infrastructure of American boxing is like the top notch when it comes to sparring and training and things like that. But I'm talking about in them big fights, the whole scope of boxing at the championship level. There are obviously like really good fighters, but they're just not performing the way they used to.
Yeah,
and that's just the truth. So yeah.
Thank you for your comment.
And thank you, Ali, for the correction. You're right. Bam is American. And he's at 112. Don't say we don't have 0. Okay, we have 1. Congratulations.
That, yeah.
We have 1. We have 1. We have Bam. And he's very
he
good.
got a big fight coming up.
Got a big fight coming up against Sonny Edwards this weekend. But look, listen, after this weekend, we might not have none of them. So that's what I'm saying. Like even though we may have 1, that may not be the case after this week.
Yeah.
So
we have to give respect. He's accomplished a lot too. So
I'm just saying, look, I love the American fighters. I just think as a collective across all the weight classes And listen, it's not an opinion. It's I literally just went through every weight class in boxing.
I mean,
they're not quite up to par.
And this is what I'm
like
saying.
they used to be.
And I'm gonna play like this. I don't understand, and it might be a different talk for this, but I gotta just pull it out there. You got USA boxing, no more in the Olympics. I don't know what year they'll take him out, but they want to bring flag football and flag baseball, whatever the fuck they want to do. No, we need that American thing. That's what we've been here known for boxing.
Next Gen says, I've been watching Raymond Ford interviews talking about the fight, and he seems like he's underestimating Odebek. Listen, I made a lot of videos talking about that fight. I've mentioned I've been very. I'm sure Raymond Ford has watched him because he knew who I was on Twitter.
Yeah.
I really hope that he's training hard, because I'm telling you right now, if his conditioning is not at the par, he's getting butchered within 7 rounds. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna be there.
That's not saying we're not hating on him.
I'm not hating on him. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah.
He better take it very seriously, because he's not gonna be fighting on the zone wearing a jean jacket vest. He's gonna be fighting on ESPN. And people are gonna watch the fight. So it would be in his best interest to take this very serious.
And I think too is when you stop yapping your mouth too much and Twitter and all this, and everybody does, I get it, but this is an unknown fighter. Not many people know much about him.
Now here you go. That means you want to pull out the paper and say, who the fuck is Odebek beat?
Watch the fight.
March 2nd. March 2nd.
Yeah.
March 2nd.
Inside secret. I'm telling you.
March 2nd. Just tune in. Just watch. Yeah. I'll be there. So look, anybody in this chat, I will be in Verona, New York. I will be going to the Turning Stone Casino.
The same way you feel about him is the same way Raymond Ford feels about him.
Yeah.
Until you how did Mike Tyson say? You don't know until you get punched in your face.
Know. So look, it's a good fight. Listen, I'm still gonna reach out to, I know Raymond Ford probably won't want to do it because I've been very honest about how I feel about the fight. I'm still gonna ask if you want to do the interview, and we'll see. Next Gen wants to know, is it the main event? Now, to my understanding, I don't think it is the main event. I do know that Odebek versus Raymond Ford, it's gonna be part of there's 2 championship fights that card, and they're both featherweight fights.
Wow.
Venado Lopez is gonna be fighting his mandatory. Which I'm glad he has to fight in Rhea Abe, the Japanese fighter. Thank God that's happening, because he tried to this dude Venado, he had a voluntary, he squeezed in another unnecessary voluntary with Joet Gonzalez, and then when the IBF said, okay, it's time to fight your mandatory, he said, no, give me an exemption. He wanted to try to fight Robesi, right? So and the IBF said, motherfuck your exemption, and now he has to fight his mandatory Rhea Abe, who good fighter, Abe Abe or Abe. Everybody keeps saying his name wrong.
No disrespect,
but southpaw, good fighter. I think he's like, if I had to compare him to a fighter, to me he's like the Japanese Billy Joe Saunders. That's kind of how he fights. Real slick southpaw boxer, boxes real well, can throw a lot of punches. Really good test for Venado. I think if Venado can hurt him, obviously he can beat him. He's got a very fundamental base at that southpaw stance, but good fight, just a real good fight. And the fact that they're gonna have that fight on the same card as Odebek versus Ford, 2 featherweight world title fights on the same night.
So we really don't know who those
supposedly too. I was hearing, because when Xander Zayas won his fight against Jorge Forte this week, he called out Patrick Teixeira. He said, Patrick Teixeira, you're next. Apparently that fight's gonna be on the card as well. So should be a good little card out there.
The guy I want to see too, I don't have to change side, but I want to see Old Top fight soon, but the other one.
And he said he beat Thomas Ward with 5 knockouts. Listen, Thomas Ward may only have 5 knockouts.
He said, "Fuck, get the."
I guarantee you, if Thomas Patrick Ward fought Raymond Ford would not get him out of there within 7 or 8 rounds. Thomas Ward can't punch, but he does everything else really well. If you watched him on Showbox, you know that he's fought guys with good knockout records and upset those guys. But,
so what he's saying, he's not big on the opponent?
No, he just thinks like we're overrating Odebek. So look, again.
The thing is, you don't know. See, we're
no. My thing is, F all that. Okay. Forget what we think.
Yeah.
Top Rank signed him. They signed him. Fuck PT. But listen. Bob Arum has a reputation of being quote unquote cheap, right? He took money, although it wasn't a lot of money.
Yeah.
He won the purse bid, and he signed the guy to his company. Bob Arum does not sign people to Top Rank that he thinks are not up to par. So my thing is, what I'm saying. Listen, I'm very honest. If Ford, under those circumstances where he's the B-side fighter, like you can love it or hate it, it's gonna be on ESPN, on Odebek's promotion. Fighting Odebek on an even playing field would be hard, but like fighting him under those circumstances is difficult. So if he wins, look, if he beats him,
Shut me up.
he's gonna get all the credit in the world because I know what kind of fighter Odebeck is.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Hyro says, read my got a super chat. Took long enough, but got a super chat. read my comments as a supporter. Al Heyman. Yes, you know we pray to Al Heyman.
What do you think Al Heyman's doing for boxing PBC?
I'm not sure. I know he's doing great for me. You know, me and my daughters thank Al Heyman, you know, in our prayers every night. You know, he's changing boxing, but I can't really speak for everybody else. I'm speaking for me.
We appreciate your super chat, Harold.
Thank
There
you,
you
Mr.
go. Reading your comments. He also said earlier, thank God that Japanese has to fly to America. I'm sick of these Japanese with no belts always being the A side.
He's always got something to say.
That does happen.
Harold, you get married to a Japanese girl.
So I know he's really happy. I know he's really happy because for once
They come here.
He's got to come to Verona. Of all places, he's not coming to Vegas. He's not coming to LA or somewhere like Verona, New York. Ain't that some shit? You
told me that.
You imagine like you come from another country. You come to America and you got to go to upstate New York.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Oh, man. Emily says top rank signed Nico Ali Walsh too. Yeah, but they signed him because he was Muhammad Ali's grandson, not because they thought he was a great fighter. Some guys you sign, there's some fighters that you sign just for namesake, and that's just one of them.
And no disrespect,
but I mean, I'll tell you this: if you go ahead and you look at that pound for pound list, you know, I know who was Terrence Crawford developed by Top Rank. Naoya Inoue, what is he right now? Top Rank. I mean, most of the best fighters in boxing on that pound for pound list.
Don't tell that to Haro.
Top rank fighters.
Haro, just joking.
That's just the truth. Where is the 4 Komatov fight going to be at? If it's on the East Coast, I'm going to back out of betting on Komatov. Yeah, it actually is on the East Coast. It's in Verona, New York, at the illustrious Turning Stone Casino. So I'll be at I've never been to the Turning Stone Casino, but first time for everything. We're gonna be there for that fight.
He said he's back. He said he's back.
Well, you know what it is, because he might feel he might feel that because Ford he's gotten some home cooking in some fights like Vasquez. Some people thought he lost to Aaron Perez. So look,
I'll just say it like this: we don't want to see the fights.
Yeah, we'll see.
Respect your opinion. We got ours.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. It's either way, it's a good fight. I'm not writing off him for. I just think Odebeck's the better fighter. But nonetheless, on that note, guys, look, I'm gonna get up on out of here. It's been a good live. I just want to Pop's gotta go to sleep. I just wanted to put the bow on top of Haney-Prograis and talk to you guys right quick. You know, I got a lot of content to edit, interviews to edit, interviews to do tomorrow.
One man team, man.
It's a lot. It's a lot to do. It never ends. But I
wish I could help.
Happy to be here. Happy to talk to you guys. And
thank you all for your support.
I know Friday is the Jake Paul card. Okay. I might go to that card in Orlando. I'm not sure yet. So if I don't go to that card, I guess there will be a live on Friday. Who's fighting on Saturday?
I'll go live on Friday.
Who's fighting on Saturday? Oh, Bam and Son. That's right. Bam and Son.
Live Jake Paul.
So I'll be live. I'll be live again later on in the week to talk to some other things going on in boxing. But we'll definitely have a live for Sonny Edwards with Ben Rodriguez. And then regardless of if I'm here or not, Pops will more than likely be live for Jake Paul versus Andre August.
I don't care. I'll do it.
Professional boxer. Andre. But the real main event on that card, the Giant Killer, Lorenzo Medina, South Florida's very own. He's getting a step-up fight against 12-2 Joshua Temple. Good fight for him. Like that fight.
Yeah, and if you guys have any suggestions, what else we can talk on the live that you guys feel interested to?
Yeah, so
positive.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, if there's no live tomorrow, probably Wednesday. But you know, I would say more than likely
Friday. I'll go for you.
Be on the lookout for a live tomorrow. Yeah. We'll discuss some things going on in boxing. But you guys be blessed. Take care. And like I say in every single one of these videos, God you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Dania. Hold on. We do got one more super chat. He got it in. At the last second. So listen, just Hyro, shout out to you again. Shout out to Al Haney.
What do you think Al Heyman's doing for boxing PBC?
I'm not sure. I know he's doing great for me. You know, me and my daughters thank Al Heyman, you know, in our prayers every night. You know, he's changing boxing, but I can't really speak for everybody else. I'm speaking for me.
Hyro says Mark Moxau and Jared Hurd are back. They are back, and I'm glad that they both got in the win column this weekend. I'll talk about them more in other videos in the live. But look, we're getting out of here. Thank you, Hyro.
Thank you all for your support,
like I said,
guys.
Every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding. So until next time, take care, guys.